Here this is the T section. Here we will find the center of gravity of this geometry. So this section is an uniform section, but it is uniform about which axis? You can see symmetric about which axis? X axis or Y axis? If we'll cut it by X axis, it's not symmetric. This side and this side are not the mirror image of each other. But if I will cut this geometry from Y axis, you can see this side and this side are both the mirror image of each other. That means that is symmetric about Y axis. So in this case you know that the center of gravity will obviously lie in the Y axis. So we don't need to find out the X coordinate. Here only we can find out the Y coordinate. So you know the formula, y bar equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 divided by a1 plus a2. What is a1? We will divide it by section 1 and this is the section 2. This is section 1 and this is section 2. This vertical is the section 2 and this flange is section 1. So here a1 is the area of first section. So what is the area? 100 into 30, both are in millimeter. So a1 is 100 into 30 and y1 is the center of gravity of this section 1 from its reference point. So if we'll take this bottom as reference point, so what will here the center of gravity of this is the rectangular section. So the center of gravity will lie at what point? At the middle of this section. So middle of the rectangle means at 15 mm. So here the center of gravity of this section will lie at its middle, so at 15 mm. But we have taken this one as the reference, this bottom line as the reference. So what is from this point to this point? The distance is 120 mm. And from this to this the distance is 15 mm. So total distance between the center of gravity of this line and the reference line, total distance is 120 plus 15. What will be the distance? 135 mm. This is mm square. Similarly a2 is the area of the cross section of second geometry, second section. So here the total area is 120 into 30 mm square. And y2 is the center of gravity of this section from the reference. Here reference is the bottom surface we have taken at reference as reference. So 120 divided by 2. Similarly this is also a rectangular cross section. So the center of gravity will lie at the middle of its height. So 120 by 2, 60 mm. So now we will put it in the formula. a1 is 100 into 30 into y1 is 135 plus a2 is 120 into 30 into y2 is 60 divided by a1 100 into 30 plus a2 is 120 into 30. So y bar is we'll check the answer. Y bar is 94.1 mm. So this 94.1 mm from this side. So here the center of gravity will lie somewhere at nearly about 94.1 mm from its bottom. So all clear?